Welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to a 1987 interview of Danny Glover talking about the movie Lethal Weapon. Now before we get started, I want you to consider checking out my other YouTube channel. The link will be in the description box below. Help me get this video to 500 likes. And as always, don't forget to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.
This is going to be a gas.
It's going to be crazy. You know what I really enjoyed about this film was the fact that there was a relationship between two men, and you could see this relationship develop in the very most trying of circumstances. Was that all acting, or was off screen just there were a friendship developed between the two?
I think so. Yes, most definitely. It's easy with Mel. There's a friendship that develops because I mean, he's real accessible and real open in a way, you know.
Now remember, this interview is talking about part 1, Lethal Weapon, the very first one. Tell me your thoughts about the chemistry between the two.
And he's so, he brings so much to, I mean, here's a guy that came from his farm in Canada the day before dealing with cattle, you know, on his farm, you know, and he brings, I like that, you know. I mean, there's something really admirable about that, you know.
Danny, one of the things I do in Austin is I produce a thing that's called Crime of the Week. We recreate unsolved crimes. And oftentimes I have to put a gun in the hand of the person who's going to play a suspect in an armed robbery or something like that. And the way these people handle these guns, it is so obvious that they have never picked up a weapon before. I also work with a lot of police officers, and the one thing I really noticed in this film was the truthfulness in the way that you and the other people in the cast handled the weapons, held the weapons. Was there a lot of preparation getting ready?
A great deal of preparation, and thanks to Dick and his sticker on being authentic, that we had the time to do that. You know, it's time to not only get to know each other, to sense each other and sense each other's movements and complement each other. That's what partners are. They complement each other. We had a chance to do that in a rehearsal process or a training program that Mel and I went through for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Now, that's kind of unheard of, isn't it?
5 days a week, 6 days, 6 weeks. And it involved everything from gun safety, the use of guns, and another thing that Bobby Bass, our trainer, talked about, attitude. The attitude, when you pick up a gun, it's not a plaything, it's not a toy. When you pick up a gun, you're making a decision. When you pull a gun, you're making a decision.
When it comes to the weapon usage in this movie, let me know, did you see any flaws, things that you would change, maybe different weapons that you would rather be, that you would rather have in the movie? Let me know in the comments.
And you have to thrust, go forward with that position or that statement that you're making, you know.
Talking about statements, I also got a distinct impression that there was more than just acting going on in the family situations with you. I sensed a real comfort that you had, that you were creating for the viewers in a family situation.
Well, I mean, I'm not doing anything that's new. I mean, if we can take any family and find the kind of subtle humor that Bill Cosby seems to highlight in his series, you know. But in real life, it's the kind of experience that I came up with, you know. I used to run around and call my mother my Georgia Peach, you know, and develop a real friendship, you know, and out of love, you know, and that's what's there in there. The side of what Murtaugh, Roger has, is a bunch of love happening through it, and it just oozes with it, you know.
Let me know in the comments, do you have any kind of special nicknames for your parents or just your mother?
And that was an important part of what has existed in my situation, growing up in my family situation now. You know?
There is one scene that troubled me as a viewer because I didn't have any personal experience with it. It's where, at the very beginning of the film, we get introduced to your character, you're sitting in a bathtub, and your family comes in with a birthday cake. I couldn't have imagined that happening in my family. Is that something that felt true to you?
I mean, it certainly, it could happen. I mean, it certainly could happen in my family. It's funny how people celebrate something. I mean, and the looseness that exists. If you understood, maybe if you saw that at some other point, if you saw it at the beginning, you got an idea of what this family was going to be like. This is going to be a wild family, and I have a wild family. You know, I mean, I have kids running up in my house, up and down my stairs. There's Melissa, who lives next door, and Ryan and Aaron. They come over all the time. They call Mandisa on the answering service. My daughter's voice is on my answering service. She said, "This is my number," and she says, "If you want to speak to Danny, Mandisa, Shaki, you know, or Carrie Productions, you can leave your number right there." So I know that. You know what I mean? And they'll call her, "Mandisa, take that silly answering service off. Answer the phone. I know you're there."
I want you to compare your life to the movie and tell me what are the similarities.
Stuff happens, you know, in real life. So that kind of that kind of joy that happens in real situations is what we try to bring out. Now, there are other ways that that you can dramatize someone's birthday party, you know. But this was real to me. Yeah. I can see it happen to me.
Well, it really did, as you say, set the tone for the relationships in the family from there on out.
And understanding what this relationship is, understanding how important they are, because you're on the verge of losing something in it, you know, and trying to regain it, you know.
You talked about your mother. What did she think about you going to San Francisco State College and entering the acting profession? Were there a lot of, you shouldn't be doing this?
No, absolutely not. My mother had one axiom, one theory on baby, if do it right, do it good, and work hard at it, whatever it is, you know. She was one of my biggest, when she was alive, she was one of my biggest supporters. She said, "This is my son Danny, the acting," and that mouth will light up, and she looked so gorgeous, you know. But yeah, my mother, my mom, my dad, I've always been supportive, you know. In fact, my dad will probably come to the screening. He goes to all the screenings. He goes to more screenings than I do.
Tell me about the Nelson Mandela part and how much that meant to you to do.
I'll probably say the same thing in all the interviews, because I've been asked about that. Because, I mean, the question coming up lends itself, demonstrates how important it is to people at all. I think it's going to give you some glimpses of an extraordinary man, an extraordinary movement. What I read in preparing for the role was about the movement itself, you know, that people, that Mandela, who's become a fixture in my mind, is one of a long list of leaders, whether it's Chief Latutu, or whether it's the many founders of the African National Congress. But it gives you a flavor of the situation and the man and his relationship with his wife to some extent.
Did doing the role change you?
Every role I do changes me. Every role I do brings something that makes something more important in my life.
If not the Lethal Weapon series, let me know from Danny Glover's stash of movies that he has been in, what's your favorite?
South Africa wasn't new to me. I had read Nelson's No Easy Walk to Freedom when I was 20 years old. So the issues surrounding South Africa and the struggle that's occurred there is nothing new to me. I protested at San Francisco State College about certain issues surrounding Southern Africa when I was a student. So it would seem to be come full circle in some way, to be able to have someone who you incredibly endeared in some sort of way, who's important to you in your life, is important to the world in your life, in their lives as well. To be able to play him was an honor in a sense.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Woo! Yep, you're remarkable.
Oh, thank you.
I would really appreciate
Okay, so it's official. We've learned quite a lot from this interview. The chemistry between him and his co-star, the different things that they had to go through to get prepared for this movie. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about it. And if you've made it to this level of the interview, of the video, please put Lethal Weapon 5 in the comments. But as always, don't forget to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.